You know what? It's a quiet forecast for Ontario this morning in the south. We do have a chance of seeing a bit of fog in low-lying areas. For the west, let's look at the rain that's going to start to move through as we head into tomorrow. This rain sinking south. It's going to move into places like Vancouver. That's good news. Spotty showers in northern sections of the prairie provinces as we head into your Friday, with an isolated chance of some pop-up thunderstorms anywhere in yellow, including Regina over towards Dauphin and parts of Alberta to north of the city of Calgary. Looking across the country at where we're going to see rain in the long-range forecast, a low is going to sink south across BC, measurable rain into the lower mainland as we head into the weekend. So that's good news. Quiet across the prairies for you today in the south in Ontario. Some on and off cloud cover for you and some showers towards the east. It's been heavy in New Brunswick. That will persist through the morning and then head towards parts of Nova Scotia, PEI, eventually reaching Newfoundland. Big story we're following this week, the smoke blanketing Western Canada. So unfortunately, I can't say this is fog. This is in the Okanagan Valley on Monday, and that is smoke across the area. Calgary on Tuesday, same sort of thing. Can't see much because of the smoke, and it's causing there to be poor health quality advisories in place. So the air quality advisory spreads from Edmonton over towards the Okanagan Valley. Kamloops is included as well. So the air quality health index goes from a scale of about 1 to 10. You can be above 10, but that would be very high. Calgary was sitting at 17 yesterday morning. For today, the air quality health index forecast for Calgary and Lethbridge is 10. For Castlegar, it's 10. For the Okanagan Valley, it will be sitting around 7. So you don't want to be outside for too long. Now, we could see some thunderstorms today north of Red Deer and around Red Deer as well. However, because of the smoke, there's a possibility that it will reduce the daytime heating, inhibit nighttime cooling, and impact instability.
You can barely make out downtown Calgary for all the wildfire smoke.
Because of the smoke, there's a possibility that it will reduce the daytime heating, inhibit nighttime cooling, and impact instability. All right, thanks for joining us this morning. After that countdown, we'll look at the radar here, taking you back a few hours. It's fairly quiet in the prairie provinces. We have seen some lake effect rain showers coming off the shores of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron. That was a little bit earlier. It was a bit more scattered at this point. And then looking towards the east, that's where we have our most active weather at this point. There are no watches or warnings for this, but some heavy rain making its way through the Gaspé Peninsula, PEI, you're wet. You're overcast, and then eventually Newfoundland will see that rain starting tonight. So tomorrow is your wet day. Pretty wet in the Avalon too. 10 to 20 millimeters of rain for your Friday into the weekend. Montreal could see some slight showers. 22 for the daytime high. Quebec City, a chance of some thunderstorms. And our water vapor imagery shows you the dry air marked in orange. So that's really stateside. We've got a little bit more moisture in the upper atmosphere here across Ontario. So some areas have been reporting some fog this morning. This is not fog as we take you to this image. It's just disturbing is one word I think of. Stunningly bad. A lot of smoke advisories in place from Alberta over towards BC, with a slight risk of thunderstorms marked in yellow in northern Alberta as well as parts of the prairie provinces. Let's go now though to Kelly Noseworthy joining us in St. Jacobs, Ontario. She's at the farmers market, surrounded by beautiful fruits and vegetables. Let's check in with you right now.
Nicole, I love this. Squeeze my husband, but not my tomatoes.
No, that makes them all mushy. It's a great sign there. All right, so this, not a good sign. We still have air quality advisories in place. Anything in gray, Edmonton down to Calgary now. We've got southern BC. Air quality health index for places like Castlegar up to 10 today. That's on a scale of 1 to 10. So it is not good to be outside for long periods of time. Quick look at a preview of our fall forecast. Good morning, Canada. We made it to Thursday. This week seems to be going pretty fast. Glad you could join us. I'm meteorologist Nicole Karkic. Going from west to east, let's talk about how things are setting up into your weekend, because it's just around the corner. For BC, we're following a few lows that are going to start to sink south and bring you some rain in the coming days. That's good news as we head across the lower mainland. We'll talk about what's happening here in Ontario with that big H, that high pressure in place, and it's fairly wet for you in the east. But first, let's go here to BC, where we can see rain starting to sink towards Prince Rupert for tomorrow, picking up 40 to 50 millimeters of rain in Prince Rupert from today to tomorrow. And then look at that. We haven't seen much of that this past summer. Some green around Vancouver towards Kelowna. That's going to be measurable rain starting tomorrow in Vancouver as we head into the weekend. That's certainly good news. It has just been too dry there. As we look towards parts of the prairie provinces, including Alberta here, we do have, of course, the air quality advisories in place from the interior of BC over towards Alberta. Again today, we're going to be seeing that smoke, but we've got some winds that are starting to pick up today into tomorrow. More of a westerly flow. Pincher Creek, Lethbridge today, winds sustained at about 25 kilometers an hour. And in terms of what's going on towards the prairie provinces, you know what? Not much activity. We could see some pop-up thunderstorms. For Regina, it will be likely later today, if at all. So the evening hours for you. Towards Dauphin, same thing. Winnipeg is going to be sunny for you. Tomorrow, you have a slight chance of seeing some showers. Alberta also in the risk of some thunderstorms. But take note that today, this is just some convective pop-up thunderstorms that could happen or not, depending on where you are exactly. Looking at Ontario, we've got the potential for some fog in the early morning hours for southern Ontario. We've got some lake effect showers too coming off the shores of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron with the northwesterly winds. And then heading into Friday looks good, but then we're worried about this low that's stateside, very potent stateside. But what it could mean for us as we head into Saturday and Sunday is some on and off pesky showers for cottage country down towards Toronto. Even Ottawa could see that by the end of the weekend. And it won't be a lot of rain. It's not a washout of a weekend, but certainly a little bit pesky. It's been a washout though for New Brunswick. Parts of New Brunswick yesterday were under a rainfall warning, and there's that low starting to track into Newfoundland. So tomorrow's your wet day, especially across the Avalon Peninsula. A look here at how much rain we're going to pick up into Friday. Looking across the country at where we're going to see rain. In the long-range forecast, a low is going to sink south across BC. Measurable rain into the lower mainland as we head into the weekend. So that's good news. Quiet across the prairies for you today in the south. In Ontario, some on and off cloud cover for you and some showers towards the east. It's been heavy in New Brunswick. That will persist through the morning and then head towards parts of Nova Scotia, PEI, eventually reaching Newfoundland. Good morning, Canada. Here's a few stories that we're following. Air quality update for you in the west, tracking 3 major storms, and rain is hitting both coasts, and there'll be lots of it coming to parts of BC in the next few days. And that's certainly good news because it will start to hit you in Vancouver. So soon enough, we could be calling you the wet coast again. Looking at Regina, 28 for the high, Calgary 27, Winnipeg getting up to 27, a really hot summery afternoon for you. But towards the east, cooler in Toronto at 21, and then there's this rain. This is radar and lightning. The lightning strikes are popping up in yellow there, so parts of New Brunswick seeing it, and then that system is tracking east. So over Charlottetown, you're going to see some rain today. It will be steady at times and even possibly cause some localized flooding in the Gaspé Peninsula because we're seeing a lot more there. But there is this widespread risk of thunderstorms, which should be non-severe in nature. As we look at our cumulative rainfall forecast, darker green means more rain. And then for Newfoundland, you're going to see rain moving into areas like the Avalon Peninsula tomorrow. So today, another day to enjoy the quiet weather. Well, the weather in the west has been very smoky. It's been very bad to be outside for long periods of time. And once again today, we've got anything in the interior here that's marked in gray over towards up to Edmonton in this air quality advisory. So they're suggesting that you don't stay outside for long periods of time. You don't want to do any strenuous activity outside. When you're in your cars, close your doors, things like that. Now, our winds today are going to change direction. It's going to be more of a westerly flow, and coming off the Rockies, anything in this purple color could see gusts up to 40 to 60 kilometers an hour. So that's going to do something to the smoke. It's certainly going to push it around. Let's take a look at this. Caused billions of dollars in damage in its path. We're not looking at something so severe, but certainly a big story for the United States with Erika possibly hitting Florida. Chris joining us right now with more details on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good morning, Canada. Time now for Share Your Weather. Using the hashtag Share Your Weather, people have been sending me lots of great photos this week. You can do the same to get a personalized forecast. On a serious note, we take you to this photo, which was sent to me a couple of days ago from Owen out of Emerald Lake, British Columbia. And you can see the beautiful mountains off in the distance, but they're covered by this blanket of smoke. That's going to be the same situation for us today across southern BC as well as Alberta. And Owen, for the afternoon, your daytime high is 21. The winds are shifting shifting to more of a westerly flow sustained at about 20 kilometers an hour across BC as well as Alberta. Some tips to keep in mind if you're in an air quality advisory: keep AC intake closed, set furnace fans to a minimum, avoid running fans, and avoid being outside, of course, for too long. Well, this year marks the 10-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. We look back at the event. You know what? It's a quiet forecast for Ontario this morning in the south. We do have a chance of seeing a bit of fog in low-lying areas. For the west, let's look at the rain that's going to start to move through as we head into tomorrow. This rain sinking south. It's going to move into places like Vancouver. That's good news. Spotty showers in northern sections of the Prairie provinces as we head into your Friday, with an isolated chance of some pop-up thunderstorms anywhere in yellow, including Regina over towards Dauphin and parts of Alberta to north of the city of Calgary. And we'll start this off not talking about Canada, but looking at Fort Lauderdale. And that's because we're tracking Erika, a tropical storm, which is expected to bring a lot of rain to Florida. Now, for Fort Lauderdale, it's actually been really dry. Normal rainfall is 30 inches from May 1st until now. But since then, they've only seen 30% of their normal rainfall. So they definitely need some, but it might just be too much. There's Erika. It's starting to move west at about 26 kilometers an hour. And the forecast track, there it is, that cone of uncertainty. So within it, that's how the storm could move. It could move a little further towards the east or west, and then it just looks like it will become a Category 1 hurricane as we head into Monday, impacting Florida. Let's get back to Canada now and go to St. Jacobs, Ontario, where Kelly Noseworthy is joining us, talking about harvest season. Top stories we're following today for you. Air quality update in the west, tracking 3 major storms in the Atlantic and Pacific Basin, and rain is disrupting both Canadian coasts. But it's good news for you in BC. Guess what? Vancouver, you're going to see measurable rain as we head into the weekend. And with lots of people not being able to water their lawns, fire bans in place across the province, it's looking like we've got some good rain coming for you. For Calgary today, 27 for that daytime high. Winnipeg will be hot at 27. Halifax and across the Maritime provinces is where we're seeing a lot of our rain. Most of it is going to just track into Newfoundland as the day goes on. So for the pre-dawn hours, Newfoundland getting hit, but there's that darker green over PEI. Even some lightning strikes have been seen in southern New Brunswick at this hour, and that trend will continue through the day. Even Nova Scotia could see some thunderstorms, and even back towards Quebec City as well. So it's a fairly slow-moving front, and that's why it's producing quite a bit of rain. We did have rainfall warnings in place. Those have been dropped, but a general 10 to 20 millimeters across most of New Brunswick. The Gaspé Peninsula could see a little bit more. Then we move next to this story. It is a big problem, and the Air Quality Health Index is at a 10, a forecast of 10 for Calgary and Lethbridge today. Castlegar at a 10 as well in BC. As we switch gears and look at other stories, we take you to Florida. Now in with Chris Murphy, who's joining us with some images from social media.
Yeah.
Squeeze my husband, but not my tomatoes.
All right, Nicole, thanks for that update here. And I want to show you this. Look, this is Hurricane Wilma. 10 years since a major hurricane has made landfall in the U.S.